All right, guys, back down here on the basement job. It is footer day. As you guys can see, we got some stuff formed up. Let me jump down there and show you what we got. All right, guys, here's what we got this morning. I did not film a whole lot of putting the former drain in this morning. We were kind of in a rush. It was kind of, well, it was just kind of hectic, and we were trying to get this done. We got a little bit of a time crunch going on. But if you guys are interested in the former drain or want to see how that process goes, I do have several videos on the channel covering all that. So scroll back there and find it. If I can think about it, I'll link one. But don't count on that because I'm bad about forgetting. But this is what we got. We basically got a 52 by 32 rectangle or square box. This here is all walkout. That's why we got this frost footer dug across here. And yes, that was dug through rock. And yes, it was fun to dig. Now, what you guys may also notice is the footer extends on past there a little bit. That's actually going to be for a bit of a retaining wall, and that's not a frost footer because it'll have some dirt wrapped around it, and it's in rock, and that's just the way she worked out. So anyways, same thing over here. This side here is really in rock. It is down in there good, let me tell you. But we're pretty much ready to pour. We do have this one dug a little bit deeper just to kind of catch the frost line there a little bit. We should be good on it. We didn't dig this all the way out. This is a walkout. We didn't dig it all the way out because that way it'll allow us to loop the truck down in here, pour these footers, save us on a pump truck, and then as we get time over the next couple days of stacking out block here, we'll take the truck on and pull that back because we shouldn't need the truck down here anymore. So anyways, we just got wrapped up here. I think we started on this about 8:30 and it's noon now. So we pretty much got it all formed up and ready to go in a couple hours. We're gonna pour this thing out and call her a day. So hopefully anytime there'll be a concrete truck coming up that hill. Not a problem. We ran a little short on rebar ties, so we had to use a man behind the scenes to do it. Need more back here, Matt.
A little bit more?
Yeah. right, truck 1's pouring out over there. Truck 2 showed up. We're going to see how well our little road works here. Well, the tree may be the issue over anything. Coming on now. Oh yeah, just as planned. All right, we'll finish bleeding that truck out and we'll start in on this next one. Get up out of there. Truck 1 is empty. One down, one to go.
All right. Aren't you glad I built that ramp in? Remember how I was telling you didn't want me to, and I told you, I said, I think we can get a truck down.
I think the exact conversation was, why are you building a ramp?
That's what you did ask
I said, think how easy it'd be to build a ramp and get a concrete truck down here. Now you see my vision. You'll catch up with me one of these days.
Guess what?
Maybe
no
not.
Buddy.
Maybe
no
not height-wise. Huh? No, maybe not height-wise, but you'll catch up.
Your height.
There was a witness.
Yep. And remember whenever I asked you, hey, you want me to go ahead? I think we need to move all this stuff. No, I ain't gonna. I don't need to move.
We're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that.
The poor laser case may have taken another hit.
And where's that camera at?
It don't make a very good shovel.
It darn near took a 6-foot grave today.
Thanks, Ken.
You won't need that shoot for...
Nope. I think we'll let Clint get her. Little rocky on top, though.
Little rocky.
That looks a lot better.
You want it connected all the way? Oh, Mikey with the footer tamp. That thing works really good, doesn't it?
Yep, looking a little bit high.
A little high?
I still have pin over there.
Okay.
You don't see this much in manual tool and dirt perfect sands.
All right, all the concrete's in. It all looks good. We had enough. That's the main thing. Man behind the scenes is putting some finishing touches on the edge. I thought you were training Landon over here to finish concrete.
I was, and he got a little upset with you.
What would I do?
Landon smoothed it out perfectly, and then you come back and rig it off.
Landon had it perfect.
Tell him, Landon.
Hey, Landon, you want to go show him how to do it real quick?
Yeah.
Show him.
Yeah, see what you got, buddy.
Remember how I talked
No,
to
you gotta remember, if he does too good a job, you might be out of a job.
I'm managing him for that.
Always train your replacement. That's right. That's a good manager.
Perfect. Look at him go. Don't fall in. I'll have to admit, that don't look too shabby. You taught him the technique of the leading edge, and
Yeah. Hey, did a lot better than Dirt Perfect. It was float, didn't
that's
you?
just because I haven't done anything yet. My float's still clean.
Good job, Landon.
Landon got his name sign down here. That is by far the most important thing. We got our string line up. Matt's going through and setting all of our rebar to tie our footers and walls together. We will get them on the 3 outside walls. This wall here will not get them because it does not have any unsupported backfill on them. So yeah, we're gonna tidy up a few loose ends here and probably call it a day.
Landon, where are you going? What are you gonna do?
Put this in?
You're gonna put that in. What is that? It's a piece of rebar, right?
Yeah.
What's it used for?
The hold up the walls?
Attach the wall to the footer. That last one you put in is a little crooked. All right, show them how to do it, buddy. I'll eyeball you.
Right here?
That's pretty close. Stab her down in there. Now we just gotta straighten her up. Here, I'll help you straighten it up. I don't think your arms are quite long enough. Get her back there and shove it in a little bit and give it a good little wiggle. See how the concrete goes right around it down there when you wiggle it? Now this one here, see how crooked it is? We can't have a leaning piece of rebar, can we?
No.
No? Right there. We're not allowed to shake hands anymore. That's illegal, so we'll knuckle bump, all right? Good deal. Thank you.
So we don't need this one?
We do not need that one. That's a good job.
Well guys, there's footers poured. Looks good. We got our safety caps on all of our rebar. Everything's where it needs to be. We had to use a few Pepsi cans down there. It's not ideal. I'm actually going to pick up some more safety caps whenever I go to town. Had a little chat with the kids to make sure they all stayed back away from the hole just to be safe. So I'll feel a lot better about it whenever I get some more actual safety caps on it, which we'll get those picked up here in an hour or so and get that taken care of. Getting tools loaded up. We're going to head out of here. Hopefully we're back tomorrow and we'll start stacking some block. All right guys, it's almost a week and a half later from the first half of this video. We have had just an absolutely horrible little run of weather here, and it's still not ideal, but we're trying to make the best of it. So let me take you guys down the hole, kind of get you guys up to speed where we're at and where we need to be, where we're gonna have to find a way to get to. You get the point. All right, after we got footers poured, Matt and Robbie are actually able to get a half day in over here without me, and they got the first 2 courses of block up. Now you guys see this step footer here, or what we call the frost footer. Basically this steps down 9 inches. This is going to be exposed. This is going to be walkout. This all will be not, but it's just a nice, neat little offset there. But we've got plenty of videos on the channel of how to get started stacking ICF. This one here is very simple. Very straightforward, 32 by 52 box. It stacks out with no common splices. Pretty much the same old, starting the corners, come to the middle, and go for it. So, the issue we are fighting this morning is we've had snow and freezing rain, and all these little bitty nipples are full of ice. So we just can't jump in and start setting one block on top of the other one because they won't go down in there. They won't walk in, and they're all uneven, and it's just a mess. If we knew the weather was coming and we were going to get caught like we did, we probably would have covered them with some packaging tape or something of that nature to protect them a little bit. But we're hoping we get enough sun here that we can burn that out of there. Now normally we wouldn't be putting braces up this early. We'd probably get up about 4 courses and then put the braces up. But since we're waiting on the sun to bake the water out of the nipples, well, that could have been taken out of context, couldn't it? Anyways, since we're waiting on the sun to bake the water out, we're gonna go ahead and pop braces up. This will be our second time around using the plumb wall braces. pretty excited about it. The first go around was a hectic mess, and learned a lot, and I got a lot of things we're gonna do a little different, try a little different. One thing I do want to point out is this is what I love about working with companies like Plumwall, because one of the pretty valid concerns I had in the last video was the sharpness of that sharp corner up there. And the guys heard me talk about it, they seen you guys talk about it in the comments, and they have addressed that. So instead of being stamped, they're now laser cut, which takes a lot of the edges off, and they've actually put a rounded profile on top of that. That rounded profile is the same thing my mono braces have, or very similar to it. And I love that idea. I love that idea a lot more than like a plastic cap or something like that, because that's an extra piece you got to keep track of. If you just change the profile of that, there's nothing additional to keep track of. I don't have any of the updated braces here on the job. They're going to send me a few, but the timing just didn't work out. But I think they do have some pictures of it on their website, so I'll try to link that up for sure. But yeah, that's I don't know, that's what I love companies about this. They actually listen to us guys out here in the field and take that in consideration. And then after my video posted, they made that change within 2 or 3 days. I mean, they were on it. So that's pretty impressive for us to be part of helping somebody improve their product, and they actually care enough to make a change, because that does affect us out here. And the last thing we want is injuries, and if they can just change the profile or the method they do quick and easy to save that, that's awesome. So with all that being said, let's do a little better demonstration of how we're actually going to set these braces up. All right, guys, one of the other things we're going to do before we get too many of these set up is we're actually going to adjust the height on these again. We have found it's easier to adjust the height right here in this position. You pull the pins out, you can just slide this up the rail where it needs to be, just like so. He gets the pin in there. Boom. Good to go. That's one thing that's really nice about these braces, is we got to adjust these heights because we're actually going a block higher, because this is going to be a full ICF home all the way up. I'll explain a lot more about that as we get there. But Jason's going to run ahead of us and get the height adjusted on all these. The height also comes into play over here, is the bottom of that brace is going to be a different elevation than that footer. On the braces I used before, we actually had to cut a 9-inch spacer block and put it in there and set it up on top of 2x4. With these, we'll just adjust the brace different, which will be a lot nicer.
All right, DP, you ready?
I'm an expert now. So I'm gonna pull this pin out. I'm gonna slide it in here so this thing don't go crazy on me. We've already got the pin out up here. So what we found is laid up against the wall like this. This will actually come out, come down and lock like so. Once you get it locked.
And here's that lock feature, so everybody can see that right there.
Once you get her locked, you can just pretty much one-handed set her up against the wall, walk her in, throw a screw in her.
Throw a screw in her, bud.
Well, I'm on the wrong side of it.
You're having to left-hand it this time, aren't you? But he's the expert.
Don't worry. Just that easy. Now, when you put those screws in, don't over tighten them. Pro tip.
Pro tip, don't put it crooked.
You judging my work.
Love it.
All right, so I got my one brace up. I'll let you guys do the other 30. Oh, I'm going to the truck and get warmed up. I wish that was an option. So anyways, we're going to run on around here. We're going to go ahead and get the braces up. Hopefully by the time we get the braces up, the wall's in good enough shape, we can start going on up with ICF. I want to cover the top couple courses on this basement really well. It's going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the past, because this wall does not get terminated. We got to prepare it to continue it on up. So let me get the braces on, let me get the wall stacked out here, get a little closer towards the top, and I'll fill you guys in. Well guys, there you have it. After fighting the mud, frozen ice chunks in the interlock nipples, the braces are up. A couple things I'll point out real quick that I've noticed on this job I'm already going to like better than some of our other braces is, one, look at that. You got You got old school. I can't show the phone number because somebody will kill me, but that is that's the original ICF crew right there. Simon, look at that. Look at that. Simon Harris, there's not too many of them sweatshirts left. You better keep track of that thing.
I got 2 of them left.
You got 2 of them left? You're doing better than me. But these braces here have a little bit of a longer arm in here, and on a block that has an 8-inch spacing on the studs. This is nice because you don't end up with a real goofy spot here. We kind of fought that a little bit on the other basement because I wasn't familiar with how these laid out. But that seems to work nice. It gives you more options with your walk boards. The other thing is over here on the braces we have, the turnbuckle to adjust is down there in the mud. And you can't always pour a basement in ideal conditions. Sometimes you're out here in the mud slopping and pulling in like we are right now. So it's really nice to have this adjusting mechanism up here where it's covered and protected out of the mud, and also less likely to get concrete dumped on it. But we're making progress on it. We lost our sunshine, but we got 3 more courses to put on this, so we're gonna hop on up there. There's gonna be a few details in those top 2 courses I want to cover as far as what we need to do to keep on going up. So let me get there and I'll get you guys out. All right, guys, I apologize I haven't got more video today. It has been so muddy. Picking up a camera has not really been an option, but I promise you guys haven't missed anything important that I haven't already covered on other videos. But we have got the basement stacked out. That's where we're going to leave it at today. A couple things you may notice is a little bit different is we got 7 courses here and 6 there. This wall is going to continue on. This is going to be crawl space. That's going to be basement. So that's why we kind of let one block come on out to keep our interlock going down through there. I promise I will cover that and explain that a little more as the project goes on. I know it's probably hard to see. We also got the top of this wall taped off with basically heavy duty packing tape. So whenever we pour tomorrow, we can rip that tape off, and then all of our interlocks still clean for going on up. But it's supposed to be a little nice weather day tomorrow. Sun's supposed to pop out, and I'm hoping we get this thing poured. So bear with me, stay tuned. We'll get some video of it. This is going to be a pretty cool project because it's going to be partial basement, partial crawl space, and complete ICF on the upper level. And whenever we get to that upper level, we're going to get a lot of really cool videos because that's something we haven't been able to do on the channel yet. So anyways, I'm going to find a warm and dry place to spend the evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, guys, it's a new day. The sun is out. Concrete trucks are rolling in. So far, the first couple made it up the hill. Hopefully, they all make it up the hill. Oh, we had to find a low gear. We're still moving. We're still trucking. I think we're going to be all right. But good news, pump truck made it. I apologize, I didn't get a lot of video this morning. It has been absolute balls to the walls. Trying to get this thing poured because we got more rain and more bad weather coming in tomorrow. So we got to get her figured out. Well, let me hop down there. We've actually got 1 truck already in the wall. Let me hop down there. I want to show you guys some of the differences. A few things we're going to do a little different on this one compared to the other ones. These walls here, it's a solid rock basement in here. It's really hard to get good stakes down there to hold the feet of those braces down. So I'm up here watching very closely, trying to make sure those walls stayed laid in, because I know I can get them pushed back out. If I get them laid out too far, I don't know if I can get them back. So that's kind of part of it. I got Jason back on the hose, man behind the scenes down there.
Critical job here.
The wall's almost too tall for you.
Yeah, it is. We never did this bracing.
He's an advocate for the new bracing. So anyways, we're rolling on. All right, getting ready to go around our last pass here, top this girl off. We got this homemade fancy footer float here. The whole purpose of this is we want to finish this concrete 1.5 inches down. We got packaging tape here on the top, and that will protect that interlock, so we'll be good to go later. And we got these octagon plates. They're called ICF VLs. I'll show you more of those as the process goes on, but we're getting ready to make our last loop around here and finish her off, hopefully. Whoops, sorry. All right, guys, here's what it looks like after it's all said and done. We got her finished down 1.5 inches. We got our wet set rebar in. This is the packaging tape. Now we just come back and kind of peel that off nice and gently. You can see how it leaves that interlock perfectly unscathed, so we can come back and stack our next course on there. So as I get the rebar wet set down through there, we need to hop down and start getting our braces aligned. All right, guys, at this point, we got the walls all topped off with concrete. We got all of our packaging tape pulled off, our wet set pins in. So the last thing we need to do is get all the walls aligned or get them straight. And the technique we've kind of critiqued over the years that we find works pretty good for us. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen here, you'll see we got a 2x4. We call it a string block, and it basically spaces that string off the wall about 5 inches so it misses all these braces. This is a 52-foot wall, and what our goal is to kind of have that wall laying back on the brace. Ideally on a wall this length, we usually try to start off with about 1.5 to 2 inch what we call camber in it. By the time the concrete's full of the wall's full of concrete, a lot of times you'll notice it'll want to start leaning out a little bit. And hopefully by the time the wall's topped off, if you ask me, ideally you want to be somewhere between 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch camber out there in the middle of the wall. You still want it to have a little bit of a bow in. The reason for that is I've explained it before, these braces will push very well, and these plumb wall braces push exceptionally well based on where the turnbuckle is, where the adjustment is, and I covered that in one of the previous videos as well. But they don't pull near as good. They will pull if you got them staked down good, but they do a lot better job of pushing. They're kind of designed to push, not so much pull, and it's very difficult to get a wall line that's leaning out. It's very easy to get a wall line that's leaning in. Now, one thing you can't see here on this wall is we do have a 2x4 stiff back on the outside. That's one kind of technique we use to kind of keep the wall straight between the braces. So what I am doing here is I'm going down through there and I am adjusting the braces. I'll push them out, measuring the wall off the string line. My initial pass down through there, I'll get the wall within about 1/4 inch of the string line. A lot of times when you adjust the next brace down, it'll actually move the brace behind about 1/4 inch. So once I get down there to the end, you'll see me come back around, turn around, come back the other way, and then I'll make that final 1/8 to 1/4 inch adjustment on my way back. Now, one thing I want to point out here that's really nice about these plumb wall braces is usually this is almost a 2 or 3 man job with my mono braces. If you look here, there's nobody else in the basement with me. I'm pretty much adjusting walls by myself. Everybody else is cleaning up tools and doing other tasks. So it really frees up some labor and some manpower on the job site, which is really, really nice. The first time we used these braces, I actually used a drill. The second time, this time here, we're using a little 1/4 inch impact. I find the impact to be much better. I was having a little bit of an issue doing a fine-tune adjustment because the thread was very aggressive. I guess one small suggestion would maybe be a little bit finer thread so they didn't quite adjust as quick. But with the impact, I didn't really have much of that problem. I was able to really fine-tune it pretty easy. You can see me here just kind of barely touching them. I do believe a longer extension would help me a little bit, but our walk board placement is definitely a lot better on this. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. We got another wall straight. Well, guys and girls, there she is, all poured out. It went pretty well, except for one rather large issue I'll show you here in a minute. But I know I kind of skipped through this whole basement footer and wall process, but like I said, I got several videos on the channel about doing all that. What we really want to cover on this one is we want to cover from here up, because that'll be the first full house we're going to do from here on up. I tried to cover the details of how we finished the top of that wall and everything real well. But we actually had a corner fail on this one, and I apologize for not catching it on film. But Massive ICF failure right there. I didn't dig my hand back in there to find out what was going on because we just had to get the wall poured. I think that either one of the webs didn't get slid down the block, or we just had a faulty block and she popped right there. But we managed to pull it out and get her all done. But I apologize I didn't get more video on this one. The weather and the schedule, it's just been hectic. But I will cover the upstairs on this one very well, so hopefully you guys stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed what video I got. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. As always, guys, catch you on the next one.